Let me recognize my friend, the Member of Parliament for Despor, Honorable Blackmore, Dr. McIntyre, who is here first, Honorable Ambrose George, the distinguished chairperson of the Campbell Despor Village Council, the acting permanent secretary, CTO Johnson, the councillors, residents, friends, good evening to you. First of all, let me apologize for being late, because originally the function was set for 4:30, but there was some miscommunication between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Public Works insofar as the printing of the check. And I said, look, I'm not going to come to Despor without having the check to present to the council. So I'd rather come late and wait for the check and be here with you to present the check, because your parliament has been making representation on your behalf in respect to your road. And he said to me, let us come up there to see what we can do. And I said, look, I am not going to, if you tell me the road is bad, the road must be bad. And I'm not going to come to see the road bad. We're coming to fix the road if we're going to come to Despor. And therefore I said, let us have a ceremony with the residents here to, first of all, thank them for their understanding. And Mr. Blackmore, I have been to Despor before, not with you, but in other capacities and so forth. But I have been here Despor before. And I recall myself the condition of the road, the entire roadway. And the abandonment of communities across the country was not only in Despor, but across Dominica. When you look at the road network in the country today, and compared to 10, 15 years ago, we have come a very long way in improving the infrastructure of this country. And we were criticized heavily by the opposition for spending money on infrastructure. But we always said that for you to bring development to communities and to the country, you must address the country's infrastructure. You must fix the roads, and in places where there are no roads, you must construct roads in order for people to access lands, to build and to invest and to cultivate those very important lands. And you know, sometimes politicians come and ask you to vote for them, and you do so willingly, with the expectation and the hope that they will work with you to improve your way of life. But sadly, we have seen parliaments come to this part of this country to offer themselves as member of parliament. But the moment they get elected, you don't see them anymore. That has not been the case with Reuben Blackmore as a member of parliament. As a matter of fact, when he came here the first time in 2000 and he asked you to vote for him and you did not vote for him, you continue to see him coming in here and making representation on your behalf to the government at the time, notwithstanding the fact that he was not in cabinet or he was not in parliament. So today we are here to sign a contract in the sum of $325,000 with the village council that will be responsible for managing the project, so that all of the labor required, all of the skills required for this project will come from Despor and Campbell. Which means, therefore, that that money will remain in these communities. The shops can get some from it when you buy from them. The farmers can get some from it when you buy from them. The buses will be paid on time. And those of us who may be owing the bus driver for taking us in town, we can know, or our boyfriends or husbands can work on the project and get some money and pay them what we owe them. So there'll be many people who will get employed in here. But also in terms, when you improve the roads, the buses will no longer put you down up on the hill. They will come right down here, and other people will come into this part to see what we have to offer, to buy our agricultural produce, to visit us here in Despor. So I am very happy to be here in Despor, such a wonderful community. You know, and for me, agriculture is so important, and I'm happy to see the agricultural production. And I would like to come back and speak to the farmers You know, do you have a farmers group here? I would encourage you to organize yourself in a farmers group so that when I come back, we can speak to a group rather than individuals and to see what kind of support we can provide to you to expand your agricultural produce, to make your way of life in agriculture much more productive. If you organize a group, I'm committing to giving you an amount of monies to purchase fertilizer so that you can sell the fertilizer at a 60% discount to you here in the farmers here in Despor, to make it much cheaper for you to purchase fertilizer and the quantity that you require. So the challenge to you here this evening is to form this farmers group. And once you do this, you open an account at the credit union, you tell the power rep that you have formed the farmers group. I guarantee you I'll come back in short order to make a presentation to you to allow you to start a revolving fund, a revolving program of buying fertilizer and selling it at 60% discounted price to the farmers here in Despor, right here in Despor. The other issue that you have raised with us and the Parliament has raised with us is the issue of the water. Not only for you here in Despor, but from our friends from Sylvania. We had a bigger project to do the Bells, Penrise, Sylvania, Despor water project. That project would have cost us in excess of $5 or $6 million. I did not have all of the money to do the entire project. And therefore, we decided to concentrate on the Bells section of the water project. But with the grace of God, since we sent out the tender, I have been able to identify the additional funding required for the Sylvania Despor section of the water. Because if you realize, the tank will be constructed in the roundabout at Ponkase, so which makes it easier for us to get the water to you. And I will be speaking to Duwasco this week to ask that there be a variation in the contracts already approved to allow the existing contractors to add this part of the country to the water project, which would give us at the end of this project 100% access to potable water in Dominica. That's the only part of the country that we don't have not connected to the potable pipeline water. And once that is done, Dominica will enjoy 100% access to potable drinking water in the country. And this has been done by a concentrated and targeted and deliberate investments by this government in water systems across Dominica. In the last 10 years, we have spent over $125 million in improving water systems across Dominica. And then people will tell you that we have not done anything. As your chairlady said, you've seen more of your students going to college because of the government's efforts in restructuring the college system and making it more accessible to people, especially those of us from rural communities across Dominica. Families which would never ever think of going to universities. This government has facilitated their children in getting scholarships, paying the airfares to go to school, and still giving them a stipend every month at those universities to attend school. We provide transportation to our children to go to secondary schools, paid for by the government, to ensure that our children not only have a reliable transportation program, but that the burden of paying the bus fare, which can be expensive for many parents, the government has taken that burden away from the parents and allow their children to have access to education and take advantage of the opportunities. Healthcare, we continue to invest in healthcare. Everybody 60 and older for the last 5, 6, 7 years have been able to go to the hospital, get the medical care, and all they have to say to the doctors and nurses is thank you for the care, may God bless you, and do not have to bother with a bill being sent to them and the hospital harassing them to pay this bill. Because many people did not want to go back to the hospitals because they were owing the hospital. And for fear of being ridiculed and made ashamed, they stay home and die because they rather not go to the hospital to be embarrassed by the hospital staff. And we have been able to get rid of that system by allowing people 60 and over to have free access to medical care. We have gone across the country, and in every community, we will meet farmers, we will meet fishermen, we will meet people who have worked on projects in this country, across Dominica, who did not contribute sufficiently to the Social Security scheme, and who therefore are not getting $1 from the Social Security. They want to pay the light bill. They want the groceries to take. They want to take a little credit from the shops, but they're unable to do so because they have no earnings, no income coming to them at the end of the month. We have listened to these senior citizens. We have heard their requests. We have studied their requests. We have analyzed their requests, and we're now in a position to respond in a practical manner to their concern of giving them a little, what they call a little pension. So come very soon. Every person in this country, irrespective of who you are, you will be getting a $200 from the government as a cost of living grant to help you to pay some little bills and to be able to go to the shop and tell the shop, give me some credit, I will pay you when I get my $200. And that will be something that will make a huge difference in the lives of many senior citizens across Dominica. So I am saying to you, my dear friends, that let us continue to work together. This country is ours to build. There will be others who will come and criticize and denigrate and curse people and so forth. That's not our style. When we come to communities, it's to listen to your concerns, listen to your cries, and to see how we can work together to bring a better way of life, an improvement in the way of life in your communities in Dominica. And that is our commitment. That is our commitment to the people of Dominica. And that is our commitment to you here in Despor. So I am very happy to be here in Despor. And I said to you, I didn't want to come here for us to talk about the conditional rate. I want to come here to effect some improvements to it. So I know you have fantastic contractors here. We've worked with them on a number of projects in this constituency, and I have every confidence for their ability to do an excellent job. It is your project. It is not Skerrit Road. It is not Blackmore's Road. It is the road belonging to the residents of Despor. And I want you to understand that you'll be doing the road not for me, not for Blackmore, but for yourself and for the people of Dominica. So I want you to own it. I want you to own it as yours and to build it with pride, to know that when I do a piece of road, I want people to boast that piece of road and find out who is that contractor. I want him to come and do a job for me at my home or another part of the country. So I want to wish you all the best. And I will come back when work has started to see the progress of it. I know the other issue that continues to confront you and confront the people of Campbell is the connecting road between Despor and Campbell. I know the road has been cut and we have to do the surfacing, drainage, and some other works. It's costing how much, Blackmore? About $1 million or so. About $1 million have been advised. I can't tell you you'll get the money next month or something. But certainly it is something that is on our agenda. But we need to address the issue of this main road first. Once we can address the issue of the main road, then we can come back to you and talk about a program for causing there to be easier access between these two important communities. And the road is important because, as you know, Campbell in itself is a very vulnerable community. And so we really need to look at this road from a disaster standpoint. So if there's an issue on the Campbell end towards going to Maho, we can utilize this other section to escape away from Campbell. So I'm very excited to be here. And I think, PS, we have the check there. The check is there. Where's the check and so forth? Yeah. So this is the check there. And I can assure you, Madam Chairman, you're an accountant, I have been told. And I can assure you that check cannot bounce anywhere in Dominica. You can deposit that check in any credit union and in any bank in Dominica, and they will honor it because the money is there to be cashed by the Campbell Despor Village Council and for the work to be done on the Despor Road. I wish you all the best. And I mean, you just got sworn in as a council, and to get $325,000 to do a project is a major achievement by the council. So, and very importantly, I have had the occasion as Minister of Finance to approve of funds to be placed in the Campbell Despor Village Council. And I can tell you, every council that we've worked with, they have utilized the state funds with great accounting practices. And they've utilized every cent to the benefit of the residents of Campbell. So I have no reservations as the Minister of Finance to put any kind of sum of money in the hands of the Campbell Despor Village Council. I have every trust and confidence in the Campbell Village Council to do the work and to do it with pride, because they're working for their people who've elected them. And we'll continue to put in money into the council to help improve the way of life of our people here in Campbell Despor. So I want, on behalf of the government, to hand over this check to you of $324,675 to the Campbell Village Council. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you.